Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Simple Politics. So today, there's something brewing. There is something brewing. I don't have the full info, but it's brewing. And when it bursts, you're gonna say, I told you so. So Fikile Mbalula wrote a letter to Panyaza Lesufi about Panyaza Lesufi speaking badly about the GNU. And as we all know, Panyaza Lesufi was in the Sizwe Mpofu SMW podcast, right? And I listened to that podcast. And I don't think Panyaza spoke bad, but we're gonna get we're gonna get into the details. I honestly don't think he spoke bad. I'm gonna tell you a few things that he said, but they were not drastic. They were not, and also, Fikile and Panyaza are in the same party. They've got each other's numbers. Like if Fikile Mbalula wanted to speak to Panyaza, he could have called him or something. A letter, a summoning letter. So he summoned him to the Lutile house. A summoning letter. That means the gloves are off. That definitely means that the gloves are off. But it's a little bit confusing. But anyway, we're gonna get right into it. And also now I just saw a post that Panyaza has deactivated his Twitter account. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? What's going on? And we're gonna read the letter that Fikile sent. Anyway, this is also just another update. Julius Malema is attending the JSC today. As we all know that he was not there yesterday. And also there were just a lot of questions as to why he's not there. He did not report. And Ompile Maotwe, was our Treasurer General, was having an interview yesterday at newsroom, I think. And she was asked, why was Julius Malema not there? And I heard her answer, but from her answer, I think she didn't know. That's just my summary. I think she actually didn't know. From what she answered, I don't think she knew why Julius Malema was not there. Anyway, another thing that I want us to touch on is the resignation letter from Judge Dr. Hlope. You guys always correct me in the comment section. He's not Judge Hlope. From Dr. Hlope. And I want us to read and get into it, okay? I'm going to try to make this video as short as possible. If you're seeing me for the first time, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Zizipolo Pelwane. This is a platform where we simplify politics. This is a platform where we react to what's happening in politics in the country. Okay, my reaction might not be the same as yours. We are two different people, so it's okay for us to disagree. It's okay for us to have different opinions. That's okay. So let's get right into Fikile Mbalula. Why is Fikile Mbalula sending uPanyaza ileta? Kwenzeka ntoni ku-ANC? And is he sending a letter to, this is again my thought, is he sending a letter to Panyaza because uPanyaza is bad-mouthing the GNU, or is it more of uyabona ungathi uPanyaza is growing? Ufumani pavi, Panyaza is getting a lot of we're starting to see him in a different light. So is maybe Fikile feeling that ungathi uPanyaza ngam overtake? Is Panyaza growing to be a threat? Is it growing to be a threat? Okanye kwenzeka ntoni? Because Galoksana, I feel like he could have called him as well. Hey, phoned in. You said this and this and this. I don't think you should have said that. Can we please avoid you saying 1, 2, 3, and 4? Okubane. But a letter and then leaking it on social media. Because also he could have sent him a letter, but seeing I bonitin. I feel like it's so intentional, the fact that the letter is on social media now. So Mnamdu, just before I read the letter from Fikile, Mnamdu, who was listening to Panyaza on that podcast, Panyaza said, Ubana, he hates racist people. That's what he said. He said that he hates racist people. He doesn't like the fact that white people think that nothing can run smoothly without them. He said that that's why he's emphasizing that the black people must work together. Ukubon. He did not say, and also he mentioned that, yeah, the ANC had no choice. They had to constitute government. They had to make a decision, and the decision of the GNU was made. But he did not say, Ubana, I hate the GNU. He did not say that. He did not. That's why I'm saying I feel like he did not say anything drastic. He just said, Ubana, black people need to work together. This thing needs to come to an end. This thing of Ubana, nothing can work if there's no white person supervising. And also he spoke about the NHI. He spoke about the Bella Bill. As we already know, Panyaza has been advocating for those for a long time. He spoke about how the DA wants to dictate, and how the DA doesn't want equality. And Panyaza was talking about the DA, not about the GNU. Because he also spoke about Helen Zille, and he said, Tubana, Helen Zille, DA is not a branch of the ANC. And Helen Zille is not a member of the ANC. So, it's okay for them to have disagreements. Yeah, man. So Panyaza spoke directly about the DA, about Helen Zille. He did not say something about the GNU, like I hate. No, he didn't. He really didn't. And he spoke about his background, how he was raised, how he got into politics, why he's so passionate about politics. So Ukubane, I don't know why they're summoning him. I don't know. Let's read the letter. It says that CD Panyaza Lesufi, ANC Provincial Chairperson, request to meet with the national officials on 7 October, I think it was yesterday. I have observed with concern, your public utterance with regards to matters pertaining the GNU. Okay, matters pertaining the GNU. Maybe he's referring to the fact that he spoke about the Bella Bill and the NHI, and Anditimos, it's something that is unresolved. So maybe he's not supposed to give his opinion in public, especially if it's not supporting the GNU. Okay, let's read regarding matters pertaining the GNU and the coalitions in the local municipalities. Following the national and provincial election, these public utterances that you have made clearly go against the resolution made by the National Executive Committee. You would recall that the NNC elaborately discussed the aftermath of the unfavorable electoral outcome, which henceforth was characterized as a significant and a strategic setback, and that mindful of the pitfalls of the various options are availed, the NEC ultimately resolved on the GNU as the most viable option. In contrast, your public articulations seem to argue in contradiction to the NEC resolution in this regard, thereby bringing the ANC into public disrepute. Ordinarily, any organization that fails to observe the basic tenet of organization with respect to the principle of democratic centralism naturally invites such public disrepute and ridicule of its leadership. You are accordingly requested to represent an explanation to the national officials on why your public utterances should be considered to not only in violation of the principle of democratic centralism, but that this inevitably violates the ANC constitution. With the consideration that all NEC decisions are binding to all lower structures. You are therefore requested to make this presentation as outlined above tomorrow on Monday, 7 October at the Chief Albert Lutule House, 10th floor at 10 a.m. Yours, Fikile Mbalula, Secretary General. Hey, well, guys, am I missing something now? I feel like this letter is so drastic. Like, what did he say? Even on Twitter, Panyaza on Twitter was always saying, "Bana Helen Zille," I said, like, we're Asizovango Helen Zille. Because the DA has been pushing this narrative that Upanyaza must be pushed out. Ukubon, they've been pushing this narrative that Upanyaza must be pushed out. He's rogue. He's not following the ANC. But this letter is drastic. I feel like this letter is definitely drastic. Haibo violated the constitution.
Whether a government of national unity is the best option, the consequences was going to be severe. Just imagine if the ANC didn't say, we want to establish this government of national unity under these circumstances. We had a danger where teachers will not be paid because there's no government. We have a danger where doctors will not be paid because there's no government. Patients will not get. So you have to swallow your pride and develop an approach that will make government to function. We know, we're experienced, we know the pain and the price we will pay if there's no government. So I don't think that the leadership of the ANC made a mistake. The debate can be the partners that we brought. But if you're 40%, what do? You can't govern. You can have a minority government, but the experience of local government means that we're going to have lots of vote of no confidence and other things. So I think when the leadership took a decision, therefore, to invite all the political parties that wanted to, and literally bar maybe one political party, all political parties were prepared to work with the ANC. So I think that the government of national unity was inevitable. It was a choice that we needed to embrace. And my only difference is that it's not the end. I see other people see that the government of national unity, it's the end. We have reached our freedom. This is where I don't think so. I differ fundamentally. I really believe that it's a strategic setback, and then we need to prepare the ANC that can govern this country again alone, without any help from any political party. And it is possible, and we must. We must not lose that hope. What we need to do is to fix the areas where South Africans feel that the ANC has let them down. Then we all know them, that we need upright leaders, you need a state that can respond to their needs, and you need a state that is not corrupt. And we need to fix those things as quickly as possible, dust ourselves and concentrate on rebuilding an ANC that we can all be proud of. And I'm convinced that the real African National Congress will emerge with the real leaders, with the ethos that made this ANC to be supported by South Africans.
What do you make of alliance partners like the SACP? Its general secretary we had on this show, and I was quite surprised by just how candid Mr. Mapaila was, speaking about how disappointed the SACP was with the decision, particularly to ally with the DA. Of course, you can't make everyone happy in an arrangement like this, but what do you make of that kind of quite public condemnation of this coalition from alliance partners?
He has the right to raise his views. We fought for openness, frankness. He has the right to register his dissatisfaction, because it's only when somebody raises that dissatisfaction that there will be a commitment to listen to them and try to resolve them. But if you want to suppress people's views, those views will go underground, and they're more dangerous when they're underground.
Yeah, sure.
If understand, then we'll use the mechanisms that we have as the alliance to say, let's hear you. Because I don't think that we are all perfect. I don't think that the GNU that we have now, it's perfect to meet the our ambitions of a national democratic revolution. It's a setback that will be celebrated by those that hate the ANC. It's a setback that will be utilized by those that hate non-racialism to say we got them. It's a setback that will ensure that the policy positions that we have on various components will be derailed. We have seen that with the Bella Bill, something very, very close to my heart. We have seen that with NHI, that because now we are caught within this Bella Bill, we'll be reminded we have lost power. Don't just pass laws as if you are still in power. So those limitations, we must be honest, hamper the national democratic revolution, and therefore we need voices that can raise limitations about them and say, no, this is not the way things are. I mean, the removal of the mayor of Tshwane have genuinely exposed and addressed those that believe they've got the birthright to govern. That where we govern, don't touch us. If you touch us, you will see who we are. Forgetting that they themselves, where they govern, they don't want the ANC closer. So GNU has its own limitation, challenges. I've seen people celebrating 100 years. It's an achievement. No one gave us a chance that two competing political parties and many other political parties can establish government and government functions. So it's work in progress where I stand, but it's something that we must not forget, that in the ultimate end, it's not the vehicle that can take us where we want to go. The vehicle that can take us where we want to go is the African National Congress that have recovered from its weaknesses, is the African National Congress that can run this government.
Am I missing something? Please, guys, let me know in the comment section, because I feel like I'm missing something. I'm not understanding ukuthi kwenzeka ntoni. And as I've said, I've been listening to Panyaza. I've watched his Twitter post. He's been replying to Helen Zille. Like when Helen Zille writes something about Panyaza, he would reply and say, "Wana, you pushing propaganda. Wara. You can't control us, Helen Zille. Wara. The DA is not a branch of the ANC." Like things like that. But he has never said, "Wana, hi, I hate the GNU. The ANC made a mistake. They shouldn't have gone with the He has never said that. So I feel like as in those they are drastic. Let me know what you think in the comment section, because I as I said, it's not making sense as it should. Is there another underlining matter here? Because I feel like there's maybe a lot that is being unsaid. I don't know. Anyway, let's jump right to Judge Dr. Hlophe, who resigned. So this is his resignation letter. It's very short and simple. He said that to the Speaker of Parliament, resignation from the JSC with immediate effect. Dear Honorable Speaker, I hereby wish to resign from the JSC with immediate effect. Dr. Hlophe, MKP Parliamentary Leader. That's his letter. That is on period. So, yeah, I don't know. Then MK released a statement. MK said, the MK party has formally written to the Speaker. This was before the news broke that that JSC has, that Dr. Hlophe has resigned. So it says that the MK party has formally written to the Speaker of the National Assembly to withdraw the nomination of our party leader in Parliament, Dr. John Hlophe, as one of the designated members of the National Assembly to serve in the Judicial Service Commission. This withdrawal takes effect immediately. The MK party will not allow the name of Dr. John Hlophe to be associated or used to legitimize the patently misleading, fraudulent, and improperly constituted judicial service. The MK party maintains that the composition of the JSC without Dr. Hlophe's participation as a representative from the leading opposition party is in violation of the section 1781H of the Constitution. This JSC has failed to meet the prescribed minimum threshold of 3 members from the opposition parties. We further believe that the will of the overwhelming number of people of South Africa who voted for participation of Dr. Hlophe in all parliament duties assigned to him has been severely constitutionally undermined. That's the letter. So, as we all know, Ubana, for the seating, you need to have the JSC sitting. They need to be, the people need to available. The numbers need to be as the total number, right? So now Dr. Hlophe resigning, it makes the number short, which is against the Constitution, because you can't have a person who's missing. Like, everybody has to be present. So now him resigning, it makes the panel, or the people who are supposed to be judging, it makes them less. So technically the sitting should not be continuing, but as I said, Julius Malema is attending today. They are continuing today. So someone wrote something on Twitter, which I screen grabbed. I want to read it to you guys. So hey guys, I don't know. I don't know, Misha. There's just too much going on. This person says, Dr. Hlophe's resignation doesn't affect the composition of the JSC. The Hlophe versus JSC case makes clear that a member of the JSC who is absent for legitimate reasons, such as resignation, does not affect the composition of the JSC. This person is actually lying. In August 2023, the former Speaker of Parliament, Mapisa Nqakula, resigned, and there were 3 fully comprised JSC sessions between October 23 and May 24. Does Dr. Hlophe's resignation mean there are fewer than 50% opposition MP, which is the opposition MP? No. The MK party still has a seat allocated to it. Hlophe's resignation means the NA must redesignate a new MK MP. It affects the composition of the JSC this October 2024 session. And I saw Mighty Jamie replied to that. Mighty Jamie actually replied. If you guys don't know who Jamie is, it's one of the YouTubers which I respect, and I respect his views and opinions. So let's just see what he said, because Jamie said, he said to Bana, that's, I saw him say that's not true, because this person is saying, Ubana, the opposition parties, they are not less than 50%, even without Dr. Hlophe. So how true is that? We don't know. So, this is what he said. He said, a resignation is not the same as an absence. One actually changes the composition of the body, because a constitutionally required member is no longer there, which is Dr. Hlophe, and it will resign, so he's no longer there. The show will go on, and Judges Matter will support that, but your view is not logically sound or based case law. So, but Uti, the show will go on. So, Little are they continuing to go on despite? Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know what you think. Yeah, South Africa is a movie, guys, and we are inside. Geshem, we are inside. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. This is a platform where you're gonna get your news hot. Okay, subscribe to this channel. Take me to 7,000 subscribers, guys. Our aim is 10K. Take me to 7,000 subscribers, and the struggle continues. If you have not heard, Julius Malema has got a press briefing, a conference Thursday, 12 years called for a press conference. As well as out in now. I wonder, what is he gonna say? What is the conference about? What's happening? As we wait, Kesana, to hear from the CIC. Let me know what you think it could be about. Hey! Kunzima. Whatever, it's hard. Anyway, Aluta continue. The struggle continues, guys.